I was recently invited to play a golf event over in Dubai, so I packed my bags, dusted off my golf clubs, and headed over to the desert. London over to Dubai is around about a 7 hour flight, and I made it to Trump Dubai. Now, I admit I didn't take my tee shot off the first with the camera just because there's people around, but every shot from here on in has been accounted for. So, second shot into the first, left it a little bit on the short side, but it was a decent enough strike and an okay tee shot as well just before it. Up the hill, relatively straight in terms of line, a little bit of a mini double breaker if anything, but just slightly over hit it. And there's one thing that you can guarantee is death, taxes, and a 3-putt on the first hole. So 1 over par to start my day, which is not ideal. Second hole's a par 5, beautiful par 5, but this was playing straight into the wind. Super tee shot, and that's going to be the theme of the day. The driver was awesome. Super tee shot, straight down the middle. And normally you can go for this with like a 3-iron or a 3-wood, depending on the distance. But I've gone for a 5-iron, just trying to lay up there in and around about the 100-yard mark. Again, absolutely flush this one. It was beautiful. Really nice, crisp strike. Next shot, we're into the green from 100 yards and straight into the tee for the wind again. So I've gone with a pitching wedge, a shot that I'm not used to playing, but I feel like I played this really, really well. But I just got it over the top of the hole, left myself a really slippery downhill left to righter. And these greens are currently running at 12.5 on the stimp. They were scary, scary fast. Next hole, par 3, again straight into the wind. So I've clubbed up 2 clubs here. I've got an 8-iron here from 140 yards, just trying to really punch one in. And again, that's going to be a theme of the day because it was super, super windy. Left it just a little bit shy. Up the hill for my second shot. And again, just raced it a little bit past. Thankfully, though, this one managed to make the hole. So that was a big putt for me, really, just to kind of steady the ship a little bit from the first hole. Tee shot down the next was pretty good. It was okay, just a slight pull. Awkward little dogleg left to right. You can normally take the corner, but again, because of the wind, there's a slight little bit of hurt. Just kind of kept it down the fat side of the fairway. Caught this one super fat. I thought this would be leaving it around about 20 yards short of the green, but it must have somehow trundled its way up the green. And very rare one, golf giving a little bit back, and managed to steal a birdie to get myself back to level par. Next hole's a beautiful par 3. It's 210-yarder. Plays a little bit shorter because it's slightly downhill, and again, the wind was slightly off the right with no hurt this time, so hit a 6-iron to try and catch the slope. And once you catch that slope, it does generally trundle down towards the back of the green, but in this case, it didn't quite come off. So a long distance birdie putt, which I kind of rolled pretty much stone dead to a couple of feet for a stress-free par. Next hole's another beauty, 3-iron off the tee just for safety and just keeping the ball into the fairway. You can probably get away with a 3-wood, but you can see the sand in the distance there just start to come into play. 80 yards out, but again, look at the wind on my t-shirt there. So I've just punched in a low 50 degree. Just probably caught it a little bit too well, and I've gone past the pin again. So another tricky downhill putt, but really happy with the pace control on this one and just nestled that in there for a simple par. Next hole, straight into the wind. This is one of the hardest holes on the front 9. Perfect tee shot, absolutely ripped it. It left me around about 200 yards out. So for me, I think about 190 out. Normally a 6-iron, I've got a 4-iron in hand. I'm just going for a real low, punchy 4-iron. So I've played this absolutely perfect. I thought this was all over the pin. Tracking, it was incredible. It's probably the best shot I've hit all day. Just catches the top of the bunker. Honestly, you'll be able to see the pitch mark on the next shot. It just catched the very, very top edge of the bunker and just trickled down. Downhill from the landing area into the pin, so just chunked it over the top edge of the bunker, rolled it to 12 feet or 10 feet or so, and managed to convert the par. So level par through 7 holes, feeling like I've got a good opportunity on the next 2 to go under par for the front 9. 8's a super short hole, perfect tee shot, left myself just short of the green and thinned it. How many times does that happen? You get really excited about what you could potentially be doing, think too far ahead, and suddenly you're in a disaster situation because now the ball has gone miles over the back of the green, super, super quick down the hill, and didn't manage to convert my par. So a really, really disappointing bogey on the easiest hole on the whole golf course, let alone the front nine, having just played the hardest hole before it. So really, really frustrating one. Next hole again, simple birdie. It's a driver and a mid-iron into the green into a par 5. Just tugged it a touch, and I thought I was going to be catching that sand in that left side there, but actually managed to find a bit of grass on the other side of it. So I actually cleared it, so it was a super long tee shot. This one just kind of carried into that left bunker. I didn't film the rest of the hole from there just because of the awkwardness of where you have to put the buggies for the rest of the hole, but I didn't make my birdie. I got it on the green to around about 15 foot and 2-putted. This is one of the best tee shots of the day. Just really opened my body up, teed the ball low, and just played a little cutty one around the corner a little bit into the centre of the fairway. Again, you can see on the sawn-off follow-through, real chippy sort of 6-iron in from 150 yards. Again, straight back into the teeth of the wind. Beautiful shot. Left it a little bit on the cautious side, a little bit short, but at least this one is actually uphill. Decent attempt. Perfect line. Just had a tiny bit too much pace, but we rocked it in for the par. So still 1 over par. Next hole is a very simple hole. And again, this is a bit of a theme, a bit of an error. So 3-iron for me. I have a bit of an issue with this 3-iron, just leaving it a little bit blocky. Big fairway, and I should be really just comfortably hitting the fairway there and just make it and trying. And you've got like less than 100 yards for a approach shot in for your birdie, but again, a couple of issues down this right side into the wasteland and then into the bunker, and the ball's just gone too far. It's a very frustrating game. Down the hill for par, not to be. Really, really silly hole again. So 2 of the easiest holes on the golf course have led to 2 bogeys, and now we're 2 over par. Again, really, really short par 4. This is a drivable one from about 260, so I've just tried to play a huge cut in there because I didn't feel like I could get there with the 3-wood, and the driver would obviously go too far, so tried to hit a huge cut. Not a bad effort, and this is probably the best chip shot of the day. I played this beautifully into around about 6 feet. I had to go over a couple of contours. The strike had to be perfect, and we've got a short one here, a shortish one for birdie, which managed to escape me. Still staying at 2 over par. Again, playing really good golf actually, but just making errors on the easier holes and not converting some of the birdies. This is one of the longer holes on the back 9. It's a par 4, straight into the wind. Again, beautiful tee shot down there. It's a really, really solid shot. Next one's in with a punchy 9-iron from around about 130 yards. And again, just played it perfect. I had these shots under control today, which is fantastic because often it's very easy to flip the hands over and miss them left. Up the hill for birdie, a little bit left to right, and just never really got it on the correct line to start with. Another beautiful shot into the par 3 here. Clubbed up, punched it, got into a good position, just shy of the green, but the flag's at the front as well. Perfect line, and just lipped out, and we're just praying for some help from the golfing gods. Next tee shot, not too bad, just blocked it out there into that right side, into the wasteland, and I actually didn't press record on the camera. Hit a really nice second shot actually. Got up there though, it's just shy of the green, flags all the way at the back. I've got a huge putt, uphill, massive double breaker, and again 12.5 on the stim was difficult to try and judge the pace going up the hill, and especially with the grain as well. So this is a really awkward par putt down the slope, and it just never even looked like dropping in. So it's another bogey, and it takes us to 3 over par. Another unforced error as well, it feels like. 17th hole, beautiful little par 3, just punched in a pitching wedge from 120 yards, flags towards the back of the green. So again, you don't want to be too silly because you don't want to have an awkward downhill putt. So uphill putt around about 25 feet or so below the hole. It's tracking, and it didn't go in again. So again, just a bit of frustration with the short stick. This was one of the tee shot of the day, down 18, set up down the middle of the fairway, trying to just draw it a little bit, maybe overdrew it if I'm going to be completely honest, but it's ended up in a fantastic position. Short shot into the green there with a little 9-iron from 130 yards, just punching it back into the wind again. You can see that sawn off follow through position, punched it beautifully. Just went a little bit deep into the green, this one actually. left myself a bit of an awkward putt again, downhill, left to right. Got a little bit aggressive with this, and it actually managed to run about 4 foot past. And just to finish the way I started, with a 3-putt and a 4 over 76. Right guys, we're back home. What an epic trip that was. Loved it. Just kind of very quick flying visit out to Dubai. Also met a couple of my online skillish students out there as well, so we played together, which was amazing. Did a bit of some coaching. Awesome event. Really enjoyed it. Not quite the score I would have wanted. However, it wasn't bad. You know, I wasn't overly upset with it. The standard of my golf, I thought, throughout the day was pretty good. There's some very silly, rusty errors, and I'm sure you'll know yourself, when you haven't played for a couple of months, you might turn and go, I played quite well, I hit the ball well, but didn't score well. That was basically what happened. Difficult from the first, obviously, with the 3-putt, but got it back. And yeah, 8 and 9 for me were the two holes. I was trying to get myself to the 8th tee level par. That was my goal, because I knew that 8 and 9, I could birdie them both and get myself into the red going into the back 9, but think too far ahead in this game, get complacent, and golf will destroy you a little bit. So, frustrating one, but I enjoyed it. I'm back out to Dubai in the middle of March, and we're going to place a couple more events. So stay tuned. If you enjoy that type of content, I will be bringing more of it to the channel as well. But a massive thank you to you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do hit the like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.